What is up, you guys? Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're not. It's me, Reese, and it's been a while since I've said that in this format. The last time I did was actually with the last Xenoblade Chronicles X video that I made, having to do with the first definitive edition trailer that got released by Nintendo that totally threw me for a loop, and this time is pretty similar. So there has been another release of a trailer called The Year is 2054. And the day that this was released, I, for one, was shook, but it also happened to be on the day where I was going to be doing one of my usual Xenoblade Chronicles X streams. And I thought to myself, there's no way I'm going to be able to not talk about this on the stream. So why don't I go through it with you guys? When I watched it the first time, I was in utter shock and disbelief, and I literally was like, I had so many thoughts in my head, so many words, and I was like, I don't know even how I'm going to make a video about this without literally going through each thing, because there is so much. I don't want to forget to talk about anything from this. So I got the brilliant idea to, since we were already going to be playing Xenoblade that day, to do two things: react and give my thoughts on this trailer with you guys, and then also play Xenoblade for the night, and just combine them, and later edit that segment of the live stream into a video for those of you guys who prefer this way of watching content. So if that didn't explain well enough what's happening in this video, today I'm going to be showing you guys footage from that stream where you get a lot of my thoughts on it as we watch it together, get my thoughts on this trailer. I told you guys as there would be updates, I'd make more videos. You guys will get to see those thoughts there. Welcome to one of my Xenoblade streams. The reason why I'm including this is because I wasn't going to be able to go through this stream and not talk about it. When I watched this, what we're about to watch, kid you not, I was in shock. I was like excited and like, oh my, it was just a lot of things hitting me at once. And I'm like, there's so much to talk about here, and there's so many little things that I need the actual video in front of me so that I can actually talk about everything that I was thinking, because there's so much in here to unpack, and so much I was not freaking expecting, but then also a lot of things that I feel like relate to the video I made that brought a lot more people here, the video I made about Xenoblade. A lot of things tie into some of the things I talked about there, so I want to cover that stuff too. And I was like, I just couldn't believe it. I feel like majority of my time is going to be dedicated to streaming multiple times a week, streaming Xenoblade once the definitive edition comes out. That is how excited this has gotten me. So we're going to literally be watching this together, and don't expect me to just play it all the way through without talking. I'm going to be pausing because that's kind of the point. It's almost like having like notes in front of me so I remember everything I wanted to talk about. I will be pausing, so if you just want to watch the trailer, do that on your own time. If you just want to watch it through clean. I wasn't expecting anything to come out until next month. That's why I thought they were going to do the big trailer drops. But I feel like there's gonna be even more to come that's gonna shock us if there's already this. So I'm like, I want to talk about it with you guys and also get what you guys are thinking too.
Those of us who escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space. Or that the decision would eventually be made for us. The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat. The white whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis, all housed in a unit called the Lifehold. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold, are in the Lifehold. With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know.
Okay, did you guys see that? I know that's the dumbest thing to pause after, but did you guys see the pop-up for the FN site? You see how clean that looks? I didn't really think there was much improvement to be made to how those kinds of graphics look. I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so freaking good. And look, the map, okay. I brought this up and I feel like there was barely anybody else talking about this when I did my video, even though I don't watch anyone else, so I really don't know. But look at the map. Look at how much better that looks. And you can see the connecting part to Oblivia in this map. Okay? Not only that, but it shows you the freaking... it shows you the survey rate in the corner, Premiere, and the overall. It just looks so much cleaner. But it also looks like the map is going to be like a lot better looking. And I was like, oh my gosh, how are they going to do the map? But it's clear it just kind of has its own screen. But I like that after you install the probe, this pop-up shows up and shows you what's been unlocked. I don't know. I just thought this was the coolest thing. Is it just me? It also looks like more... like it looks more like a world map, if that makes sense. I kind of liked how it showed locks for missions you don't have access to yet. Yes! That too! It's like... okay, I know it's so stupid, but like look at how like the continents actually connect and it's all like on one thing. On the map on the gamepad, the way that you access it, you click on the different continents. You don't just get to smoothly transition from one to the other. And I like this because not only, you know, does it look better, but also I feel like it would be easier to navigate when you're trying to first get from one continent to the other, because you can see on the map where they connect. I just feel like it'll also be easier for people who are exploring for the first time too, because it'll be easier to see where you're going. I thought this was so cool. That was one of the main things I was curious about, even though it's like just something kind of small, and they showed it in this. And look, okay, you guys see how there's these little exclamation points on there? I'm like, are they going to do that also for gathering missions or what? And, oh wait, they are! Oh my gosh, hold on. In the corner, it literally shows the mission is a gathering mission for big flea squashes, which are a normal item. They're not special, but you have exclamation points on the map for where they're at. Like, that is like the biggest improvement they could have made freaking ever. Y'all know I hate the freaking gathering missions because there is not a clear way to figure out where the stuff is at, but they fixed it. They freaking fixed it. And look, the follow ball is taking you to the location of these items. It's not just taking you to a general vicinity or taking you to the continent they're on. No, it's taking you to the items. That is like the craziest like improvement ever, and I was not expecting it. I also like how, look at how the mission looks over on the side. It's much easier to read because I don't know about you guys, but as someone with bad vision, like sometimes the missions would be hard to read in the small box on the side. Like they actually fixed the follow ball. I'm pretty sure we were just talking about that a stream or two ago, and now it's like, okay, they fixed it, so like gathering missions will not be the bane of my existence anymore like they were in the Wii U version. I also like how if you look up in the upper right corner, they show you where you're at, that you're in the Devil's Colony. Okay, you don't have to look back at the map to be like, what am I near or whatever. It is right there. Yeah, the font is different as well, and it's a lot easier to read which is good for blind bats like me that cannot freaking read anything far away. It's like, it's a lot cleaner. I love it. I also like the little pictures for your party members on the side. They just look, I don't know, they look cooler. I guess I could talk about Elma now, but I think I'll wait. I think I'll wait to talk about Elma when they show her more like close up.
Another day, another step. Slowly but surely, we're building a sustainable future for ourselves on this planet.
Remember, the clock is always ticking. We have to find that unit before it's too late.
Okay, I need to talk about this. Okay. Okay, now this is something I was like, I want to see how everyone else feels about it. Okay. This is what kind of has me... I'm a little confused by this. Are you guys confused by this? Because this whole overdrive color combo guidance thing, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I know that overdrive has color combos, but like this looks confusing to me. So I'm like, I don't know if they changed something or just like if it's more confusing seeing it on screen how it works. But what do you guys think? It's just guidance for what already exists. Okay, so I'm not like tripping or anything, like I'll be fine. I was like, you know it's there, but like I don't know, to see it, I guess it's just different. All I will say is that I'm glad I can close it. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't need that on my screen. Maybe that'll be helpful for some people who just truly did not understand how combat works in Xenoblade. But like for me, that's just like, too much going on over there. But I do like how the arts interface looks. It looks good. I mean, there's nothing like crazy about it. But I do like the change in how it looks. I also like that the HP has that little glowing red part that's like going down instead of just, you know, the HP slowly going down. I don't know, but something about when games do that, you kind of feel that you're doing something a little bit more.
Anytime you need
Okay,
a
look at
extra
this
help,
scale though.
give me a call. I happen to be a pretty competent pilot.
Who is that? Hold on. Who is that? Because like, I never seen anything about this person. Jack-o'-lantern thing. Is that what they're going to be putting instead of doing Blade Scout? The whole Blade Scout thing? This is a part where I was like, whoa, what the heck? Because not only was that Skell cool looking, I also like, what is this? My guess is that this is going to be a replacement for Blade Scouts. You're going to call upon this person instead of being able to scout other blades. That's just what I think, because otherwise I'm not quite sure the placement here. But because it doesn't have a face, that's why I'm like, maybe that's what it's for, like a companion to help you fight? But the scale looked really cool, so I'm like, are we going to be able to get something like that?
Pretty competent pilot.
Are there going to be more
On the
scales?
market for.
Look at that. Look at that. Like, new scales?
Irina! Marcus! Run!
You must be purged. This is our calling as Ganglion.
I like that she
Cause
looks
of
the same.
righteous.
Son,
I like that they look the same too.
is it possible this is their native planet?
This is what I was tripping about in the chat. The freaking Nil-Nails are here. Like, that we fight and there's no explanation as to like what they are, or scouting is confirmed to be returning as before. Oh, okay. So then I'm still confused by that. Oh, well, you know what? Scouts before didn't have skills. So maybe like that's what it'll be for stuff that requires a skill. But yes, I knew that these were cut because somebody told me in the chat, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're actually going to include these things that have been like the most irritating things ever because they won't drop their freaking masks. So they're including cut content too. They're including cut content, and they also look pretty weird up close, to be honest. But did you see how they zoomed in on the Nil-Nail mask? Did you guys notice that? They zoomed in on the mask? That was not an accident. They showed a close-up of the mask. They knew what they were doing zooming in on those freaking masks. Like, come on now, Nintendo. You are not slick. And who is that?
A trying battle awaits us, but we must repel the coming invasion, no matter what the cost.
Hold on, how do y'all feel about Nagi's new face? How do you guys feel about Nagi's new face? How'd y'all feel about that? It gave me a little chuckle. I mean, weirdly, he looks more realistic than he does in the Wii U version. But like, I don't know. Yeah, he looks more grumpy and like less intimidating. Like, I feel like the Wii U version Nagi looks a lot more intimidating. I feel like he looks less intimidating and less stern. More like he's just like an old Japanese man, which, okay. But that character that we saw very briefly, she was pretty. She was pretty, but I'm like, where does she fit into, like, anything? But I feel like she's gonna have probably to do with the storyline of, I believe, the clue that they cut out. If anything, if they're like the native people to this planet, I'm gonna be just so happy, because I feel like I said so many times in our streams, I feel like we didn't get enough of the origin story. Even though there's so much there that tells a story, we never quite get the origin story of the civilization that was on Mira before, that we see all the ruins from. But based on this, it's giving that we will get the answers to what happened here before we got here.
Invasion, no matter what the cost. We're counting on it.
The hostile forces have crossed the perimeter. They've entered enemy airspace.
You're right to be afraid, little girl.
We need that light bulb unit, no matter what the cost.
I like Arena's design.
We came
She
here
looks
to
the same.
ensure the survival of the human race. The will to live is stronger than the will to destroy, Luxar. Let's
Look
go.
at Elma. Did y'all see Elma? Hold on, look at her. She looks good. Like, she looks good.
The will to live is stronger than the will to destroy, Luxar.
Look at Elma. Like, I know I had my concerns about her character model, but those concerns are gone after watching this. Like, she looks like a badass, but she also looks gorgeous. Like, yes, I love this for Elma. Like, change my mind some about Elma's design. Like, she looks great. Still on the fence about Lynn. They really didn't show her, to be honest. But one thing I did enjoy is, like, they saved Lynn's monologue and didn't use it for this. I like that they used Elma's explanation instead. I don't know why, but it has a different feel to it. I don't know. But yeah, she looks great. Like, she's looking great here. And I can't remember who it was. I think it was Cross maybe, who had a concern about her skin tone and was hoping that they fixed her skin tone. It also looks like they did fix her skin tone, because in the last trailer she looked a lot lighter, but here she looks true to the skin tone that they have her as in the Wii U version. So there's that too.
Let's go.
People still need me. Humanity still needs me.
This part had me so shook.
That Skell.
You're still alive?
Look at that.
This Skell was always leading the way, guiding us.
Look at this. Were you guys' jaws not on the floor? I was like, whoa, what is this place? First of all, the way that it looks, I can't tell where this is. Can you? Like, I can't tell where this is. Is it beyond the ocean? Is it in one of those holes that we can't go to the bottom of? Where is this? I can't tell. But like, when I saw this, I literally like freaking yelled at my computer, like, what? I wasn't expecting like a completely different looking world to explore. I expected maybe like something that seemed similar to the other continents, but like this is like giving entirely different game kind of thing. From one shot, I think you could see Talon Rock and Primordia. Oh, is that it? Maybe like down here, like down. Is that Talon Rock? Maybe. Hold on, I see the Manon ship. Do you guys see the Manon ship? It's over. It's over to the right. I'm pretty sure that is the Manon ship. One of the sides of it, right? Or am I tripping? Is that not the Manon piece of the Manon ship over there? Because it looks like it to me. Then not only that, but did you guys not get the vibe like Lao is going to have his own story? I feel like we're going to play as Lao in some form of DLC or in some form of post-game story. We're going to be playing as Lao and going on his adventure outside of everything going on with us. Maybe the Manon are going to play more of a role in the story. Because when you think about it, a lot of the Xenos, like, yes, they play a bigger role in the side quests, some of the affinity missions, but in the actual story, I don't know. There wasn't a whole... They didn't play a huge part, I guess you could say. Like, they didn't play a huge part in the main story. More like they were just part of the driving factor in the story, but they didn't play like a big role. But that makes me feel like they will play more of one. And maybe we'll get more involvement from the Xenos.
Where we're needed.
Like, this to me, I don't know, but it's like, what is even here? Because when they were just running, I don't see any indigents or anything. It's literally just a bunch of like land. Okay, you guys, that was the trailer. How are y'all feeling? I just feel, just based on that, there's gonna be so much new content that it's going to... I did see this in the background. Even of that last shot we saw, I saw it in the background. I feel like it's going to have its own feel. I didn't think I could get more hype, but now I'm like, because like I was saying at the beginning, I had other things planned, but now I'm like, my time is going to be so invested in the definitive edition. That is probably like pretty much all I'll be playing. Like, I know like I'm supposed to look forward to my birthday next month, but now I'm like, can March just come? Can we just skip all that and have March come so I can, I just want to play so bad. With everything they're including, I just feel like I already thought that this game was great, well done, and like complete, but to add, like, to have all of the things that, you know, you wonder about be answered and included, and all of like the practical changes and stuff that they made to make it better for players, I didn't think I could love this game any more than I already do. But I feel like I'm going to like fall in love with it all over again in a new way. Like, everything that I think that we've talked about during the course of my streams ever since it got announced, I think they did everything we asked for. Don't you guys? Like, and just showed it all in just that one trailer. I can't imagine what else is to come in the other trailers they show, other than maybe them showing more of a focus on other features like online and stuff like that. But the guy with Lao might be Arena's brother Leon. What makes you think that? Because Leon didn't make it to Mira, did he? I thought he died before that. But correct me if I'm wrong. You know what they didn't show? Because while they did show that we'll get more to... Yes, I'd like to see more of a gameplay focused trailer as well. So I'm thinking like maybe they'll show more with the online and stuff like that, because in that one they did show some of the combat. They didn't show any of the online stuff. They showed the Lao stuff and everything, but I think most people who kind of have an idea of this game know somewhat about Lao. But what they did not show is if we ever get a conclusion on what happened with the actual Lifehold. Because if you guys remember when I did the ending to this game's story, and we saw that part, we had a lot of talk about like, well, how are they going to go about telling people? And how are we still alive then? And doesn't that prove then that we have souls and all of that if we're still functioning in spite of this being destroyed? There's that question of like what happens after we find out it's destroyed that was not answered by the trailer, and they did not spoil. And that's one of the main things I'm looking forward to, because we know that the story continues post-game, because we see Lao's story continue, which means the story just continues, period. And so I'm curious to see how that's going to be handled as well, especially since like it's clear to me that part of the continuation of the story is exploring that new place. I wonder if there's any connection between that place and some of the unexplained happenings in Mira. I guess Lao himself is the key to that, since he seemed to reach some sort of higher understanding after falling into that fluid and becoming a chimera. Ooh, you're right. So maybe as we play his story or whatever, that's where we'll get the understanding of it. But I still wonder how the government and Elma is going to handle relaying the fact, hey, we lied, everybody. You aren't getting your real bodies back. Or is there going to be something that leads to the bodies becoming real? I don't know. Like, I'm just curious how they're going to continue that portion, because it is kind of the main point of everything we do. Everything we do is to restore humanity, and Lao being like, humanity still needs me. It just gets me thinking, for sure. Notice how Irina's hair is now white, and the guy's hair is also white. If it is her brother Leon, I guess that would be interesting for Irina. You could have a point, because they did show Irina quite a bit in the trailer, even though she's not the most important character ever. But they did not show Gwen, for example, and they didn't show Doug or any of the other side main characters that are in this one. But they did make a point to show Irina and to show that part with Marcus. So maybe you have a point that Irina's going to be a little bit more important. Maybe it is because that guy is her brother. That would make sense. And that would like make sense from a strategic standpoint as to why they put more of an emphasis on her. I also want to say another thing that I recognize is that they did not just show anything about the main character's memory issues. I'm wondering if they will do anything with that in the definitive edition. We did not get an answer to that, but that is another one of the things in this game that kind of goes left unsaid and left untouched pretty much by the story. On the Japanese website where it shows the other playable characters, Irina is the first on the list. See, so it could be true, because she's going to be more important than the other ones for that reason. That makes me feel like, almost like the definitive edition in a way, is also going to serve as a part 2 to this version. That's the feeling I get inside. Because just how much is going to be included, and the fact that there is so much that is going to be going on in the post game, it almost feels like it's kind of like a part 2, really. But yeah, from like a foreshadowing perspective, that theory definitely makes a lot of sense. So I'm gonna kind of be looking for hints and clues to that.